可以看乐高，有新进度了吗？第3集有新的了，好激动哦！雀跃的心无法再稍待片刻，不知道为什么。
I'm about to go to court, and I don't even know what I did wrong. Yeah, Bricks Minifigs is making up tons of lies about me to the police to try to get me thrown in jail so I can't release my documentary about them. But the crazy part is I'm not even allowed to know what they're saying I did. Legally, I'm not allowed to film inside court, so I formally requested the audio, but since there was no visual, I hired an animator to animate over it.
什么啊？他怎么在短短几天内，然后还有动画啊？
Right now, I kind of don't even know what I'm being charged for because all of the body cam footage has been redacted, and they say it's to protect the
他这个我
victims.
记得他也是去
However,
西班牙，然后西班牙
I
吗？
think there are some redactions that maybe don't make sense and that weren't to protect the victims, and there's some things being said about me that are redacted that I don't know about.
I do have some concern
墨西哥，对。
in this case with the defendant representing himself. The allegations here relate to the fact that the defendant, he's a person he's a YouTuber, creates videos, publishes them online, and has been, if this defendant were to represent himself and we were to provide body cams and discovery, we would be now providing additional information and fodder for this defendant to create videos from which he could profit by placing them on YouTube at the expense of our victim. I have serious concerns for that.
什么啊 ？OK。
Yeah, the state of Utah is claiming that if they tell me what I'm being accused of, then I'll use it for content on my YouTube channel. And they can't have that. They're arguing to the judge that the best thing to do is to not let me know what's being said about me, which is very strange, but that's their argument. And just in case you haven't been following along with this whole Lego story, this is all happening because I stepped in to help a family who got their Lego collection stolen from a company called Bricks Minifigs. And for the last couple months, this company's been doing whatever they can to get me arrested so they can keep all the Legos for themselves. And this isn't even just me speculating. One of their own employees literally told us what their plan was.
I got a call from my boss, and it was like, how do we get them arrested? How do we get them arrested?
But eventually, Bricks and Minifigs found out that I'm not just some random kid. I'm actually a YouTuber making a documentary on the entire scandal.
So the YouTube guy is named Reckless Ben. I don't want to be on YouTube.
Yeah, this is when things really started getting crazy.
他这个也不是
Bricks and
翻译吧？
Minifigs
这
went
个是
into
YouTube
ultimate
底下的
defense
字幕
mode
啊。
and was
然
going
后
to do
把它录下来
whatever it
吗
takes to prevent this documentary from coming out. First, the police got a call saying I had heroin on me.
This officer is going to conduct a search of your person because there are substances in the vehicle. Really?
And obviously, they found nothing. But then they got a call saying that I was the one that stole the Legos. And I got swatted by the entire police department.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
And we all got arrested. But right when I got out of jail, I got a warrant for my arrest for some mystery crime that I committed.
It seems like this guy might live in LA, or his last known address is in LA.
Yeah, the police showed up to my house all the way in Los Angeles to arrest me
哇
without
我
bail.
们去原版好了。我其实从第1集就想讲他的胡子真的是非常的有趣，就是他这个胡子，他需要每一天精心打理，他会维持在一个漂亮的角度，很有料
Me. If this protective order gets signed, then I'll never be able to find out what he's claiming I did.
I got bad news.
让我们从这边看起来。
I don't think we have any more budget for animation, dude.
Oh shoot!
他没有
So
钱
how do
做
we
动
animate this
画
next court
了。
scene? I guess if we have to not pay the lawyers, then I guess the animation's more important, right?
Yeah, we decided maybe the lawyers are actually more important. So, yeah, we ran out of animation budget. Sorry, guys.
The court's inclined to sign this pretrial protective order unless you have an objection to it, Mr. Schneider, and the objection to such an order.
Yes, I think there's a bunch of misunderstandings in this case. And so this person doesn't want to get exposed. So he's making up a lot of lies about me to order to like get me arrested before he gets exposed. So that's what this whole thing's about. However, before I was allowed to show any of the overwhelming evidence I have to support my claims, the judge didn't care about the evidence and signed the protective order anyways.
Mr. Schneider, the court's going to sign this order and serve it upon you.
So the court has made it clear. They do not want to look at the evidence, and they want to protect Josh and Brandon for some reason. And now I have to somehow fight a court case against all of these mystery crimes against me that I have no clue what they're even saying I did. So this whole mess is happening in American Fork, Utah. But I'm also being charged with another case in Provo, Utah. This is where corporate Bricks and Minifigs is, which is why I'm also being charged here. And this police department has surprisingly actually followed the law when it comes to discovery, and they sent me all the raw body cam footage of what I'm being charged for. Let's start at the beginning, the moment I first met the CEO. The reason I'm talking to him right now is because before exposing this company for the grand theft they committed, I thought it was in good faith to give them an opportunity to do the right thing first before I make a documentary about this.
He had like $200,000
他没翻完，好吧？他翻的算奇怪，但是你们想不想回去跟原本那部？他这个翻译还是慢了一点，他会翻到一半然后不见。虽然刚才那个应该也是把它截下来的，但是
all the raw. The reason I'm talking to him right now is because before exposing this company for the grand theft they committed, I thought it was in good faith to give them an opportunity to do the right thing first before I make a documentary about this.
You had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your store?
Nope. Never happened.
never happened.
But the CEO did not want to take the opportunity to do the right thing and instead instantly called the cops on us.
Hi there, I'm calling to report a crime.
哇，他连这个都有寄过去啊！
Hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm gonna burn the place down. Or we're gonna burn the place down. Or I'll kill you. It's Ben Snyder who's been the one.
怎么啊？他最好是有讲这种
You
话
can。see in the police report that the crime he wanted to get us charged for is called extortion, which basically means we're threatening him into paying us, which is very illegal. However, obviously he's just making all of this up. The reality is, I just thought it was a nice gesture to give him the opportunity to do the right thing first.
If you guys do have our Legos, we just kind of want them back, you know? And
But if there's one thing I've learned from this entire experience, it's that whoever ends up doing the morally right thing just ends up getting screwed over. So now it's time to play the way Bricks and Minifigs is playing and use their own strategy against them. Right now, their strategy is to get me arrested before I get them arrested. So now I'm gonna Uno reverse this and get Eamon, the CEO, arrested before he gets me arrested.
Uno reverse。
But if I'm gonna be the reason that someone's going to jail, I should probably make sure that they definitely deserve this. So I'm gonna give them one more chance to try to do the right thing first.
为什么要动画做他弄胡子的？
But instead of doing the right thing and attempting to work this out, Eamon just hid in his little office. And he called the police on me.
I can already tell you right now, no one's coming out to talk to you guys. Like,
Really? But they told us that they were.
I know.
Normally I wouldn't want to get someone arrested, but we gave him every opportunity to talk to us, so at this point, he's just arresting himself. However, the only difference between my strategy and Bricks and Minifigs' strategy is I don't have to lie to the police. Eamon McNeff actually committed a crime. I have tons of crimes on camera that Eamon McNeff has committed. Let's start at the beginning with crime number 1.
So what's going on?
so you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No. So who's like?
Brian Mansell.
Okay, and who is that?
He's a guy who had he had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Nope. Never happened.
Eamon was first trying to claim that he's never even heard of Brian Mansell, and this guy definitely never had any Legos in a Bricks and Minifigs store. But once we showed him all of the social media posts his own company made, it was very obvious that we just caught him in a lie. So the CEO decided to change his story, and now the story is the Legos used to be in the store, but the previous owner, Crystal, she stole the Legos right before they took over the store.
Back up
We
the
don't
easy way.
have the Lego. Crystal sold the Lego.
The only problem is their security camera footage of the previous owner getting kicked out.
These are ones that he has not been paid his percentage yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
That's a business thing and not necessarily yours. He's taking on the business, he takes on
我觉
all
得
of
这
that.
部影片也很神。
Corporate just said that they're going to be the ones to take over the consignment deal with all the Legos that are still in the store. And as extra proof that these Lego sets were still in the store, the owner went into the back and started taking pictures of everything that you can verify in the metadata with the timestamps that match the exact moment she's getting kicked out. And then you can see her leave the store with nothing in her hands, proving that the sets were still in the store and the CEO is lying to us right now. But that's only one side of the story. I also thought it was fair to hear his side.
She sent a bunch of pictures of the Legos still in the back, and you can see in the security camera footage, corporate comes and throws her out.
Like, great. I understand what you're talking about,
but you have a misunderstanding of what has occurred, and you're taking one
我
person's
觉
word
得
over another.
现在这位 CEO 一定超级后悔，
You don't want to.
因为他绝对没有想到他想说他随便找个人骗
accepted a narrative that is not real,
然后就骗到
and
一
you
个
are
YouTuber
continuing
身
to
上，
pursue
然
that
后这个
narrative
YouTuber
because
因为
it's
这件
easy
事情，
and
他本来
it
就已
gives
经
you
很红
views
了，
and
但
it
是他
gives you
因
all
为这件
sorts
事
of
爆红，
clout
他
and
现在
does
一
all
定
sorts
觉
of
得
things that way.
他
So
想回
basically
去
what the
锤的
CEO
他
is
自己
trying
的
to
脑
explain to
袋。
me is we shouldn't be looking at the evidence. Instead, I should just be taking his word for it because he said so.
Crystal Law was a former franchisee of Bricks Minifigs.
Yeah.
She took Mr. Mansell's Lego, sold it, didn't pay him, she has his money.
But
she sold his Lego, she has his money.
To make it easier for you guys to understand the CEO's argument, we're going to demonstrate his argument with a little skit.
Oh, that wasn't a backflip. No.
Oh, are you sure?
You have a misunderstanding of what happened.
Yes, this is the exact argument the CEO is trying to make. Something we just saw in video, the CEO is saying never happened, which would mean the CEO's lying. And most people would agree that lying is morally wrong. However, if you lie about a crime, the way Eamon's lying to me right now, then that's not just morally wrong anymore. That crosses into new territory called illegal. The specific crime is called obstruction. If someone commits this crime, they can get arrested. We're at the police station and we're going to charge them with a criminal crime, obstructing of evidence of a $200,000 theft. And good news for us, we found out last week that all of the police in Utah take obstruction very seriously here. The police arrested my friend Sheldon for obstruction just for locking his phone.
Right now you're attempting to destroy evidence. Okay, put your hands behind your back. I was just locking my phone.
You're under arrest for obstruction of evidence right now.
The crazy part is, the police didn't even have a warrant.
就如果他只停在那个店主说谎，然后我觉得这件事情可能还不会这么的严重，然后到一直叫警察，大家可能也是就是看完之后就差不多觉得就是这就是这个世界上的其中一个案件。但他这个很厉害的是，他还有各种这个警察加入这个说谎的部分，很厉害欸。
So Sheldon locking his phone was 100% legal. But the police arrested him anyways because that's literally how serious the police take obstruction crimes here. They do not mess around when it comes to obstruction. So now, just imagine how angry the police are gonna be when I go into the police station and tell them that someone is actually, for real this time, committing an obstruction crime. And this obstruction crime is on a much bigger scale. Later, the police called me saying that they were going to do a police investigation on this.
Hey, Benjamin, this is Officer Halpern from Provo Police.
I told the detective the entire situation.
He was saying that this family's Lego sets were never even in the store, like all of this stuff, and it's all documented. I have video of all of him saying this. I think he's like falsifying evidence, and I think that's obstruction.
And now that we stole Bricks and Minifigs' strategy, I think the plan is finally gonna work.
Looks like the CEO is going down.
I mean, I submitted the videos of Eamon saying we're gonna burn down the building and shoot him.
They themselves say, hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm going to burn the place down. Or we're going to burn the place down. Or I'll kill you.
And then I submitted all the raw footage of the entire conversation I had with him, proving to the police that we never even said anything close to this. This raw footage verifies that everything I told the police is true, and everything Eamon told the police is a lie. On top of that, I even got access to the complete case Eamon made against me, and he doesn't have a single piece of evidence to support any of his claims. Which I guess makes sense. Like, how can you support evidence if you're just making everything up? Like, of course you can't submit anything.
So if the police have to decide what case to pursue, they're obviously going to pursue this case because it has like a ton of evidence. And then they're going to throw out Eamon's case that has no evidence at all.
The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Hello, my name is Ben Schneider. A couple months ago I made a case and you were the officer that was helping me create it. I submitted a bunch of evidence through a link you sent me, and this was a couple months ago, and I haven't heard anything back. And so I'm just calling to see if I could get some type of update on how the case is going. It's about the CEO Eamon McNeff of Bricks and Minifigs in an obstruction case. And so if you could give me a call back at your earliest convenience, that'd be awesome.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed.
Yeah, literally no matter what I tried, I could not get a hold of this police officer. So I'm traveling all the way back to Utah to go back to the Provo police station in person to see how the police investigation against Ammon is going. And I just so happened to get a hold of the police schedule and arrived at the exact time this officer was supposed to arrive. But before I could speak to this officer, one of the other police officers called into the front desk and asked to talk to me.
I'm not seeing him on duty right now.
Really? They said he was going to be here today at 3 o'clock.
There's always the chance that they might have called out sick or something.
Is there any way that you can like check if he's here or?
对啊，左交那左交，左下角那2023是怎样？
Are you able to look and see how the case is going? All I really want is kind of just an update on the case.
为什么要逃避啊？笨有这么？
That's not something that I can tell you over the phone.
Okay, you can't even just tell me like how it's going, like if he's still looking into it or.
No, I can't.
怎么啦？
Okay, well, thank you.
So basically, I came all the way out here to find 0 answers. But eventually, I did find an answer. They sent it to me in the mail.
Okay.
And looks like I was right. The police only had time to take on one of our cases.
Okay.
And it was Ammon's, not mine.
什么？
Yes, the case that had an overwhelming amount of evidence. They thought that case was garbage. And they took on the case that has 0 evidence at all. In the police body cam footage, after the police watched my full conversation, proving that I didn't threaten to burn the place down or literally anything, they even admitted to Ammon that there was no credibility with his entire case against me.
We agreed that there really was no extortion code that would fit your situation. However, you know, at the end of the day, we do want to help you guys so you're not having to deal with this fool and all of his issues. We did find that there was another code that fit, and it's called aggravated commercial obstruction.
The police just told Ammon that even though there's absolutely nothing to his claim against me, if they work together, maybe they can fabricate some type of charge against me.
However, the tricky thing is that we have
等一下，我有点搞不懂这个警方是怎样，就是这个警方又这样子跟这个 Ammon 这个合作，然后合作了之后呢，然后又不处理这个案件，但是又有寄这个监视器过去啊。
On the premise, when he came to the property, did you have to ask him more than once to leave?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, we're not leaving until we get it. And he's like, no. Like.
So Ammon's telling the police that even though they continuously told us to leave, we didn't leave. But if we go back and look at the footage of what happened, this is the reality.
So when they say go to corporate, how do we respond next time?
I have no idea. You have to take it up with them. It's your thing with them. That doesn't involve us. Okay. As a separate business entity, you got to take it up with them. You got to resolve it with them.
Okay, well, thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Good luck.
Good. Sweet, thank you.
Hey, do you want to talk to them? And they're on their way out. If you want me to grab them or not?
I don't know. It kind of looks like the reality of what happened is we left too early for them. They wanted to pull us back in to keep talking to us. But we did show back up a second time. And to Ammon's credit, about halfway through the conversation, he did say that if we don't leave, he's going to call the cops on us.
You can leave. If you come back here, we will call the cops. If you don't leave right now, I will call the cops.
So you don't want to do the easy way?
And this is right after I told him you could do it either the easy way and just give us the Legos back, or we can do it the hard way, implying that we would take him to court.
So you're threatening me.
I'm not threatening. We're right. Like we have a right to the Legos, so we're gonna get them the easy way or the hard way.
What proof of ownership have you provided?
我觉得现在已经变成 Bricks Minifigs 跟 Ben 的战争，然后
But right after he says this, he's now asking us to provide him proof that we actually are entitled to these Legos, so we can't leave now because he just told us to stay and provide proof. And then at the very end of the conversation, he says this one more time.
We have to leave? Okay. Well, thank you for working with us, and so see you later.
Oh, 他说 OK
Well, we have now all just seen the video footage of what actually happened. But now let's hear how Ammon describes it to the police.
Guys, at this point, I've asked you to leave. Please leave. Well, we you know, like you have to listen to us. You have to pay us this money. No, guys, you need to leave, and you're not leaving. but I asked multiple times, they did not leave.
Looks like that might be a second-degree felony. He's facing felony charges. It is a felony?
Yes, because I went to the corporate headquarters and tried to give Ammon the easy way out of all of this, they're now trying to get me on a second-degree felony, which I don't really know how any of this would make me get a second-degree felony. Like, what the heck, police officers? But they're doing it, and the punishment for this crime is 15 years in jail.
15 years?
I don't know, like however else, like some of that stuff comes through, but like the reality is like, we've tried to talk with him and said, we're willing to work with you.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons the police keep taking Ammon's side instead of ours, besides the whole Mormon thing, is that Ammon keeps framing the situation as he's just the helpful CEO who's trying to do the right thing and return Brian's property. And we're the ones that are preventing him from giving it back to Brian. So, I say we rewatch the footage and see what actually happened.
We said we would be more than happy to help Mr. Mansell.
Yeah, because Brian said
he was unwilling to work with us.
Well, Brian said he asked for the store inventory, and that because he said like he wanted to work with you, and then you guys didn't provide the store inventory.
We asked him to provide us with any documentation, and he provided us with a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet is not something that anybody, you can just walk over to a McDonald's right now and say, all of your ice cream belong to me. Why? Because so and so said so. And I have a spreadsheet that says that all these ice cream machines belong to me. That's not proof of ownership. That's not proof of anything.
So first off, this spreadsheet Ammon's referring to wasn't just some mystery spreadsheet. It was the actual inventory the store made. But I guess Ammon's trying to claim that the previous owner stole the Legos and then lied on the inventory, and so now it basically makes this inventory invalid. He said that when corporate was taking over the store, that they actually did their own inventory, and this is the correct inventory.
When we took over, we did an inventory.
And good news for me, he's willing to give me this inventory. He's actually always been willing to give it to me or Brian. All we've ever had to do was ask.
We will work with you to obtain any Lego that does exist.
Well, we did that, and you guys.
When?
I think like 5 or 6 times, and we've gotten 0 response back.
Yeah, literally the first thing I did right when I heard about this entire situation was I googled Bricks and Minifigs, clicked on their website, clicked contact us, and sent them a message. I actually got a message back from corporate saying that they would love to help, but after a few months, I kept trying to reply to this message, and they just completely ghosted me.
When?
I think we've done like 6 over the last 4 or 5 months.
Pull it up. Find out. Tell me when.
Let's see. I say like, hey, I don't think this ever got resolved. I'm just reaching back out right now. And then never.
他是个很聪明的人，他把所有证据全部。
That is I don't know what email address that is.
This was on your guys' website.
That says fbc.team. I said franchise at bricksandminifigs.com.
Well, this is just on the website, so.
Did I tell you to look up something on the website and send it there?
Well.
Did I say that? Just barely.
Well, that's what.
Yes or no? Did I say that?
No.
I just said send me an email to franchise at bricksandminifigs.com. And we will work with that.
But you're getting mad at me because I emailed the email on the website?
You keep saying that you, so I understand that, but I'm telling you right now, and you're trying to argue on something that I didn't give you any information about. I'm telling you, send it to that one.
Yeah, but you're like getting upset at us that we emailed the email that was on your website.
No, I'm telling you the way to do this, and you've been probably trying to communicate with a ghost.
Well, that's you guys' fault for putting that email on the website. Ben, so why are you getting mad at us because we emailed the website for your instructions?
You harass us for all sorts of things. I'm not getting mad at you.
Well, we're not harassing. We're just asking for our Legos back. If someone stole money from you and you went and politely asked for the money back, is that you harassing them?
It seems like Ammon kept either trying to stall or switch the subject. It almost seems like he doesn't want to actually give us this inventory. But he keeps saying he's willing to give it to us.
You guys can send that inventory list to us?
I do believe so, yes. I think we have sent that to Brian.
He says he said that's all he wants is the inventory list, and he'll stop bugging you guys.
Well, then Mr. Mansell and you, and if you want to be included on the emails with Mr. Mansell, that's totally fine. You guys can email us, and we can go.
But you guys will give him the inventory list, because he said he's been asking for it for over a year now.
We can show the inventory list that was obtained when the store was originally taken over from Crystal law, and we can work through that process and try and identify what was or wasn't there, and also try and identify how to proceed from there.
Yeah, I think Brian gets upset because he says they always say that they'll send me the list, kind of like how you're saying, oh, we can send it easily, but then when it comes down to it, you'll never actually send it. So maybe if you actually go ahead and send it, it would make him feel better.
Well, I understand what you're trying to get at. We're more than willing to work with you and help you. That's why I'm saying send an email to that email address that I just gave to you, and that will produce results.
Anyways, I sent an email to the email he told me about, not the one on their website. That's a bad email. Don't ever email that one or the CEO is going to be pissed. But according to Ammon, now that I've sent this email, I should be receiving the inventory list very soon. So I waited all day. And I got no answer. So the next day I sent them another email. I patiently waited again for about a week. And finally,
this is the response. Mr. Schneider, BAM Franchising Incorporation will not participate in any form of communication that appears designed for public provocation, harassment, or manipulation of facts for the purpose of media content. Attempts to obtain privileged or confidential information through misrepresentation or the creation of fraudulent documents.
Just for me asking for this inventory list to prove their innocence, because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to be like, hey, if you're innocent, I want to prove that you're innocent with this inventory list. But now, by me trying to do that, that's criminal behavior on my part.
And considered harassment. And we reserve all rights to refer such behavior to appropriate legal authorities.
So don't ask for our inventory list or else we're going to call the cops.
Yes, Bricks Minifigs has officially banned me from ever asking for this inventory list again. And I'm not the only one who's banned from asking for this list.
He promised us a full inventory right away. We've never received it.
Yeah, and every time it's been just absolutely nothing. So we've never gotten anything. We've never gotten an inventory list.
Yeah, the previous owner who got her entire store stolen from her by corporate, I mean, she's legally required to get sent an inventory list, and even she, 2 years later, has not gotten it yet.
It would have resolved everything because they would have had to identify everything in the store, and it would have identified all of Brian's stuff, and they never provided it, so we couldn't then demand the third-party evaluation.
And it's now, what, a year and a half later?
You know, who knows what.
Still no inventory.
Would have
solved a lot of problems a year and a half ago to go, here's the inventory.
And even Brian still hasn't received this inventory list yet.
I've never received an inventory list. I've never received a record of sales because they can't provide it. They opened the store up almost right away and started selling it.
And the worst part about all of this is it seems like the CEO is pretty much just trying to rub all of this in everyone's face. When I turned on the news, I saw this.
Now, as far as offering Brian the inventory, have you gone through the store, figured out what was part of his collection, taken inventory, and shown him that inventory?
We've tried to share those with Mr. Mansell in hopes that he can see, you know, like that we were not attempting in any way, shape, or form to withhold anything. Those that were offered to him, and the initial offer was rejected.
So now on public television, Ammon, the CEO, is telling the world that he tried to give us this inventory, but we're the ones that didn't want it.
We do want to help him recover as much of the collection. Our number one priority right now is to ensure that he gets made whole. We know that we have a responsibility to work with him to make sure he does get made whole.
So you've offered Brian the inventory of sets that was in the store.
Yeah, whatever was left over, we've offered that on multiple occasions. So we've tried to make multiple offers, and hopefully we'll be able to get them to the table so we can discuss it.
And this is pretty much Ammon's game plan now. Go on as many news stations as you can and lie.
The entire time we were saying, hey, we want to help, we want to help.
The main narrative now seems to be Bricks and Minifigs has always been trying to give Brian his Legos back, but Brian just never wanted them back.
Would you be willing to just take this? And the answer was no. It was attempted to be given to the family, and it was refused. They made the offer and said, hey, you can have all this. And that offer was not accepted at the time.
Well, that's Ammon's side of the story, but I say let's take a look at what actually happened.
That is our correspondence with Bricks and Minifigs, trying to work with them in getting the sets back.
So right when this happened, Brian hired an attorney to reach out to Bricks and Minifigs. They sent an email saying, how should we proceed to retake the possession of the sets/minifigures? And they actually emailed back saying they were willing to help. And then after this, they just never respond. So Brian's attorney sent them another email, just following up on this, when can we pick up the sets? And they still didn't respond.
Still didn't
So the attorneys
respond.
emailed back saying, it's now been 16 days. How can we get these Legos back? And finally, they received a response. It says Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson have no legal obligation to return any of the Lego
又来，
product
这不
that
就是跟
exists in
对
the store
笨
to
的
you.
是同一招吗？
What? So yeah, basically they're saying that they're the ones that are not able to work with you, is what it seems like.
Exactly.
They finished this email saying, we consider this matter closed and will not be returning any Lego products to you. So as you can see, that's the reality of what actually happened. But then Ammon goes on Fox News and says this.
So they actually did have an attorney send information to us. We said, great, appreciate this. Let's see what we can do to work this out.
Yeah.
And then we never heard back.
So
What?
why is Ammon going on like Fox News then and saying, we wanted to give Brian his stuff back. He's the one that didn't want his stuff back. He didn't want any of his things.
That's my point. I don't know. He's lying.
I truly do believe in integrity. Truly, I believe in the sentiment of integrity, and I believe everyone should have integrity.
But anyways, another thing the CEO seems to be pretty upset about
The
is that
heck?
when Brian kept
is
demanding his
so-
stuff back and couldn't get it back,
这种他
eventually he had
我是个
enough.
liar.
And he was like, I'm going to make a Facebook post about this. And in his Facebook post, he called Bricks and Minifigs thieves and liars. And this Facebook post, like, really pissed off Ammon. I mean, Bricks and Minifigs is literally suing Brian now for millions of dollars, all because of this. I mean, back when I was talking to him at corporate headquarters, he made it very clear that what they did is technically not actually considered theft.
There is no theft. Do you understand the legal definition of theft? Legally have to meet
So
the
theft?
definition of knowing
Legally?
that
Yeah.
the property
It says
was
that.
stolen or otherwise not.
Yeah.
You're taking some other
And on my
people's
phone-
stuff.
Not known.
No?
Until Mr. Mansell came in days later and said, I have some of these things that need to be.
And that's another lie again, because
It is not another lie.
So I showed Ammon the security camera footage where corporate acknowledges that they are now going to be responsible for these Lego Star Wars sets.
These are ones that he has not been paid his percentage yet. And if I don't have the
对，后面
tickets,
那
I
个
won't
歌
know how
就
much I
进
need
出
to
那
pay.
个门呢。
That's a business thing and not necessarily yours. Because taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment liability.
And after showing him this footage to try to bring the conversation back to reality, this was his response.
Now extortion?
because we caught you guys?
No, because you are attempting to extort us. So that's what you're doing. What you are doing right now is illegal. It's an extortion.
So catching you guys in illegal activity, that's illegal on me.
Nope. We have done.
See, I agree too. I
我觉得
agree.
那个字
Nope,
幕
it's
加
not
减
illegal on
看一
us.
下，但大致
Thank
上
you
意
for-
思差不多就可以了。
And you are doing something illegal right now.
What?
I don't think that's illegal. I think us catching you guys for doing the illegal thing doesn't make that what we're doing is illegal. That means what you guys are doing is illegal.
他是打哪一国电话？
Okay, you've been asked to leave. Please leave.
We have to leave? Okay. Well, thank you for working with us. And
After just going around in circles for probably 30 to 40 minutes and just, having like kind of less than genuine questions or less than genuine responses being given to me, I was exasperated by the end of it. And that's, when people get tired and exasperated, that's when we finally got the footage that we can use to make him look like a completely unreasonable monster, but that's what they do is people whose goal is to do those types of things, they just harass and go after people as long and hard as they can until somebody breaks and says something that, then they can, use that one clip to be like, oh, look at this horrible monster of a person. So that's what I feel like has kind of really happened here.
So Ammon's claiming that I just harassed him for 30 minutes and finally he got fed up with us, which that was the one clip at the end that I used in my documentary. So I say let's go to the very beginning of the footage, my first interaction with them, and see what actually happened.
so you guys are holding some of our Legos. You're not?
No.
Yeah, literally from the very first sentence we ever exchanged with each other, Ammon's goal was just to lie to us. But anyways, I'm now starting to think that the only reason Ammon wanted us to email him about the inventory list wasn't actually give us the inventory list, but actually, it was a trap. Yeah, Ammon only wanted me to email him so he can find out my email and subpoena Google and find out all of my private information. You think I'm lying, but they actually did this. They subpoenaed Google asking for all private information tied to this email address. And Google sent them like hundreds of hours of all the raw footage from everything I've filmed to the Lego video so far, all my emails, all my search history, all of the metadata that shows everywhere I've been. But anyways, this was the reaction of the police officer after she watched my entire first episode.
I'm really curious to see like if this fool even makes any money doing this YouTube stuff. And, like, if it's enough for him to travel to another state just to go get some footage.
这是你说好奇的吗？
It doesn't even sound like his like secret information doesn't even seem credible from my understanding.
No, so it sounds like you were able to watch the video.
I think by secret information, the police officer is referring to the security camera footage that proves that everything Bricks and Minifigs is saying is a lie. My first question is, how could this not be credible? It's literally just video evidence of what happened that night. But at least now I can see why the police aren't listening to me. They're basically just saying that all of the evidence I submit to them is not credible and therefore case closed. Ben's wrong and we're right because we said that the evidence is uncredible. At this point, Bricks and Minifigs is working with the police to just come up with whatever story they can to make any evidence I give them seem as uncredible as possible.
In all of his actions to just generate clicks and likes to get, like social media clout without putting in work and just doing the crummy stuff.
Interesting.
He seems like a fun gentleman.
No. Well, and
his MO really seems to follow somebody who's like a paper tiger, right? Like who, like behind, or like a keyboard warrior. They'll make threats.
And this is the craziest part of the video to me. Ammon's claiming that I'm a keyboard warrior. And a keyboard warrior is basically just someone who talks a lot of smack online, but then when it actually comes down to it, they won't do anything in person. Which, I mean, if we look back at the footage, I accomplished almost everything I set out to do. I didn't get scared of anything. If someone in this story is a keyboard warrior, I don't think it's me. I think it's Bricks and Minifigs. I mean, let's double check by looking at the footage. Ammon claims with his words that he can give us the inventory list.
We can show the inventory list.
But when it actually comes down to it, he's terrified to give it to anyone. Bricks and Minifigs this entire time has also just been begging me to sue them.
If you think it's illegal, why sue me? Let's go to court. Sue me for us. Sue me. Let's go to court.
Sue me!
So when I finally go out and actually sue them, they close down their store. And now Bricks and Minifigs is going to absolute extreme lengths to hide from this lawsuit.
Are you okay if she just gives you the papers so we can just...
No, I'm not accepting service from her. Absolutely not.
I mean, Bricks and Minifigs is showing all of the signs of a keyboard warrior, but for some reason they think that I'm the keyboard warrior. At this point, it almost seems like everything Bricks and Minifigs is doing, for some reason they think that I'm the one that's the one doing it.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you guys. Hopefully no more issues. There's so many other things that this guy could like be talking about, right?
这个警察也是蛮瞎趴的。
It's a sunk cost fallacy. They just think, oh, I put so much time and effort into this. I gotta make sure something happens. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, Ammon just completely proved my point. Obviously, I'm not suffering from the sunk cost fallacy at all. Ammon's the one suffering from the sunk cost fallacy. I mean, they literally already admitted to me that they've held onto the Legos for so long, it's not worth it for them to give it back to us anymore.
讲一头拉苦的谎很厉害。我觉得他是不是有这个说谎？
Let's see what else Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Well, they're suing me for defamation. But this entire time, Bricks and Minifigs is actually the ones defaming me.
They themselves say, hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm going to burn the place down.
Let's go to the next thing Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Extortion. When they're the ones actually extorting me by saying if I don't let them steal the Legos from us, they're going to make up a reason to throw me in jail.
You stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
Yeah, you're a fucking thief.
Dang. Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking choice.
Bricks and Minifigs is also getting me for RICO charges.
They're charging Reckless Ben for RICO.
I think it is more likely that the police are guilty of RICO, right?
And if you look at the CEO's previous businesses, he actually got sued for RICO. He's the one guilty of RICO, not me. They're also accusing me of sending a sniper to shoot out the windows of the McNeff house.
If you guys want to come to, you can see the window and see where they were shooting from.
It could be a sniper blade on the hill.
When the police got there, they realized it was actually a construction worker who accidentally shattered the window.
It seems more likely that it happened from construction work than it happened from some random people across the way.
But even after all this, they still go online and say it was me.
He's trying to get Ben Schneider for like attempted murder. He's basically trying to set Ben Schneider up for attempted murder when meanwhile it was a nail from his own construction worker.
So what's the moral of the story here? It looks like everything bad Bricks and Minifigs is doing, they think that I'm the one that's doing the bad thing. It makes no sense.
So, just to let you know, we call it double blind. The person who committed the crime may or may not be in the lineup or depicted. So I will give this to you. You'll have as much time as you need to choose someone or to not choose anyone. Whenever you're able to feel that you have ID'd somebody, I just ask that you circle it and then initial next to it.
And then, like that.
Perfect.
Okay. There you go. Okay. Cool.
Really, this was like the final step that I needed. This is legit. We've been able to verify who he is now.
Yep.
So the police put on this big performance to make it look like they're going to all this work to verify the facts. When in reality, they already know who I am. They already subpoenaed Google. They already watched my entire first Lego video. They already went through all my search history. To me, this just feels like a staged performance so they can show the world, hey, look, we verified everything, when if they would have just put an equal amount of effort into watching the raw footage I submitted to them, they would have found out that Ammon's just completely lying to them, but for some reason they didn't. A few weeks later, when I ended up going to court, this was the state's response.
My name is Nick Mielstein. I'm the prosecutor. Is Benjamin Schneider here?
Yes.
If you want to take care of that today, you can do what we call clean abeyance.
Were you able to see the footage I submitted to the police of our interaction?
I have not watched it, no.
Okay, because in that footage, you can clearly see that the second he tells us to leave, where we say, okay, we'll leave, and then he calls the police and said that we threatened to burn down the building and shoot everyone inside, and he was just making up all these lies, which you can clearly see in the footage that we submitted. We were being respectful the whole time. We left the second he told us to.
Sorry, let me look.
And so it makes sense why the police would take me to court, because, I mean, he's threatening that we're going to burn down the building and shoot everyone, but we did nothing. Like, he's just saying that because he's trying to. I'm a documentary maker, so I'm making a documentary on the thing. So his logic is if he throws me in jail, then if he makes up a reason for me to go to jail, then I won't be able to expose them for their crimes. So that's the what's going on. It's clear as day in the footage if you watch it. It seems like they're just making up a bunch of false information.
But did you submit that to the police officer?
Yes.
Is the footage going such that it's still going like when you step out the door?
It starts from when we're in the elevator before we talk to him to when we were back in the elevator going back down.
Obviously, a video doesn't necessarily show everything that possibly happened.
So according to the state of Utah, the raw video that shows everything that possibly could have happened is not credible and could not have shown everything that possibly could have happened. And they didn't even watch it. They're literally just taking Ammon's word for everything and completely ignoring all the evidence. So where does this leave me now? Not only am I being charged with a bunch of mystery crimes in American Fork, Utah, but I'm also being charged with a second-degree felony up to 15 years in jail in Provo, Utah. And now that they have written proof that I'm committing all of these insane crimes against them, I mean, obviously Bricks and Minifigs just made up everything, but that's not how the court sees it. The court thinks that these are real. And for whatever reason, the court wouldn't let me.
我们看到你的整个影片，我们看到你整个记录了你上去，然后对台，然后下去，但是那不能成为证据，因为这个不能成为什么？那什么可以成为证据？你在跟我开玩笑
They only heard Bricks and Minifigs' side.
Ben's side was not in the room. Was
你说的对，但是我
not
们不听。
The court signed an order erasing his published work on the strength of the company's verified complaint and the company's motion with no one there to say a word against it.
Yeah, the judge granted a temporary restraining order, preventing me from even talking about Bricks and Minifigs, which sucks because this was the night I hit 1 million subscribers, and all my friends threw a giant surprise party for me. Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs gets to just keep spreading their lies about me, and I just have to sit in silence, and there's nothing I can do to stop them.
Aww.
It's crazy to think about how much public support I was getting.
$200,000 Lego dispute. That's turning into one of the craziest legal cases.
Stealing Legos is bad.
Exploding.
A $200,000 Lego collection. This $200,000 Lego scandal is literally one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I think this might be the best video that I've seen. This is one of the crazier stories that I've ever told.
Run by Mormons. Reckless Ben. Reckless Ben.
It really seemed like the entire internet was uniting to stand up to this bully of a company.
Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it.
Brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Brick by brick.
It really did seem like we were right about to get the Legos back, but I was wrong. Now the court has silenced me, and it looks like all the work I put into this was just for nothing. However, people were pretty upset that I was silenced and decided to protest.
Brick by brick.
It sucks that I'm not even allowed to be a part of this movement anymore. Or maybe I can be here. I just have to be in disguise so no one recognizes me.
No.
All right, I'm here with, what was your name?
I'm Jerome. Just here to support the cause. It's American Fork Local. Just here to support.
Here with Jerome.
I spent the rest of the day protesting for the cause, and not a single person here recognized who I actually am. And maybe the protesting worked, because after a full month of remaining silent, I finally have an announcement.
Well, it looks like I don't need this disguise anymore, because I have my freedom of speech back, baby. I can say whatever I want. I can say Bricks and Minifigs sucks. I can say Bricks and Minifigs such old people. And look, I just said it. I'm not in jail, which is sick. We got our First Amendment rights back. Yeah.
And now that I have my freedom of speech back, everyone is wondering how Bricks and Minifigs can make up for the fact that they made up all these lies about me to take away my freedom of speech. Most legal experts are saying I could easily win millions of dollars from Bricks and Minifigs, but instead, I have a better solution.
If they want to apologize, they can say that they're sorry by doing the chicken dance.
The chicken
and I will
dance!
take that as a sincere form of apology, and once they do the chicken dance, then I will know that Bricks and Minifigs is sorry, and we can finally move on to the next video series, and it'll be awesome. So you guys might be thinking, why do you want them to do the chicken dance? And there's actually a reason. So this entire time, Bricks and Minifigs always says the right thing, but then their actions don't match their words at all. So I was thinking, well, if they get given an apology, they might say the right things, you know, but they're not actually gonna mean it. So by doing the chicken dance, I'm gonna basically just be giving them another opportunity
the chicken
to do the
dance.
right thing, not just with their words, but with their actions. And once they decide to do the right thing, then I'll move on to the next video series and never talk about Bricks and Minifigs again. And also make sure to check us out at www.westealfromoldpeople.com. Because right now we have 2 new Lego sets for sale that you can buy right now. One of Joshua Johnson and one of Aaron McNeff. And we're only making 500 of each, and once all 500 of each sell out, we're never making any more. And you gotta buy them now, because someday they're gonna sell for like $1 million or something. They're gonna be collectibles. It's gonna be sick. Also subscribe to Patreon. You'll get tons of behind the scenes, tons of extra footage, full interviews. Also, part 4 is coming soon. If you
Whoa! Part 4 is coming soon.
Also subscribe to part 5. Subscribe to part 6, part 7, all the way to part 100. We're doing 100 parts. My lawyer said if Bricks and Minifigs sues me, which they've still not dropped their lawsuit, then it'll be at least 2 years and 52 weeks a year, and it's 104 parts
at least 2
so come
years.
back all the way till
being charged for.
all the way to part 100. We're doing 100 parts. My lawyer said
Sold out!
still not dropped.
No! 没了！ 这个 pre-order 的 brick by brick. We steal from old people. And our Logan sucks. 哎呀，我真的被笑死了！哦，我嘴巴现在超痛的，我笑到我的脸颊超痛。有些人不知道，刚才那个女警叫做 Medina Door， 不，她是 Medina Door of the Provo PD。然后她同样被告在另外一个 case 里面。No， 他带了一个人说他那个人就是有很多这个毒品在身上，然后他带着他去那个医院，但是他没有跟医院讲。然后呢，所以他们直接把那个人带去关监牢，然后但是他没有得到任何的这个治疗，然后他最后死于就是过量毒。哇哦，他们怎么知道的啊？对啊，这人被挖出来其实蛮厉害的。